Welcome to today's Hoping Your Day Goes Swimmingly class. I've got this card for you today and I'm going to put it over there and just get straight into it. The first thing we're going to do is the watery background. I'm using a glossy cardstock. I'm just going to do some ink blending. We've got Marina Mist, Bermuda Bay and Island Indigo. I'm going to start with our Marina Mist. I'm just going to sponge there like that. Check this way. And I'm just going to work across my cardstock. You can see because it's glossy how easy it is just to remove any excess if you're getting a bit streaky. And come in again. Nice and light at the top here. I'm going to grab a new sponge into my Bermuda Bay for my next lot. Trying to get ink on my fingers because it will come across. Now I've just re-inked my Bermuda Bay pad, so it is quite inky, as you can probably see there. So it's causing a few splotches in the background, but hopefully that won't make a big problem. And I'm just going to work over the area between the two. I don't want a straight line there. I'll smear that a bit. Don't want to get my Marina Mist again. Come back again with that one until our colours just nicely blend down. Yeah. I'm going to Island Indigo from the bottom. I'm just going to grab a spare piece of cardstock. Sit over here just so I don't get my fingers all covered in that. This pad's also just been re-inked, so again you can see there's lots of ink on there today. Back to my Bermuda Bay, work between the two. Glossy cardstock is great for doing these ombre kind of looks. They do blend really nicely. They blend pretty good on regular cardstock too, but I have to say it's much faster on a glossy cardstock. I just bumped the edge of that one. Alright, so I'm pretty happy with that as it is. So I'm going to go ahead, take just normal aqua painter, filled with water, and I'm just going to squeeze a bit out and then just kind of splotch it all over. Big splashes. Give it a couple of seconds and then I'm just going to sponge it off with a tissue. And you can see because it's glossy cardstock, that just pulls that colour straight back off the background. A few more little ones. That's better. Lots of little splashes. And again, just pull it up. And there's my fun watery background. I'll pop that aside for a sec. Now for our greeting, I've just got some scrap card here, which is hopefully, I didn't check to make sure it was wide enough. Let's make sure. Yeah, that's going to fit in there nicely. Okay, Okay, so I'm just going to take my greeting. I'm going to go straight into my Bermuda Bay pad, ink it up properly, and then because I just want the bottom a bit darker, I'm just going to quickly splotch that straight into the Island Indigo, and that'll give me a multicoloured greeting quite easily. And because we're going from a light pad into a dark pad, it doesn't damage your ink pads at all. You'll never notice that you've done that. Just don't go the other way around. There we go. I just want to try to find which one was my Marina Mist. I think it was this one. So I'm just going to get my Marina Mist sponge and just touch up the edges here. Just want a very light bit of extra colour. There we are. All done. Get those sponges out of the way. Okay. Now while we've got this scrap card in front of us, I'm just going to stamp my little fishy. And well inked up. There we are. Actually, while I've still got that black open, I'm going to stamp my seaweed as well. Just got a scrap of Pear Pizzazz here. Haven't worried about bringing all of it. I know I only want one little bit of seaweed there, so stamp him. Then I'll just fussy cut it out. What I'm going to do here, because I don't want that piece of green in the middle, and I'm not great at using a blade to cut it, so I'm just going to cut straight down in between the two pieces of seaweed. Cut out that piece I don't want. And then when it's glued back on my card, no one's ever going to know that I've sliced between those two. Alright, there's that one all done. I'm just going to take my black Stampin' Right. I'm going to use, not that end, I'm going to actually use the brush tip end. I'm just going to run around the edge of that. I just want to, see if we can get this in focus. So I just want to take away that green cardstock line that you can see on the edge there. So it's literally just running the side of your pen right along the side of the cardstock. It just helps to hide that core that comes through, which makes it really obvious that you've cut it out. I'm just going to pause there so you can sort of see the difference that, you know, this side's what I've done and this side's what I haven't done. We kind of colour that in. Oh. Just makes it look way more finished. It's a little bit awkward on a piece of seaweed, but that's okay. Right, that's my seaweed done. We're going to do the same thing with our fishy. We're just going to cut him out. Nice and close to the black line. I'm actually smearing my little fish here. I don't know if you can see that. I should have waited a little bit longer for my ink to dry because it's an archival. It does take a few minutes to dry normally. You can always hit it with your heat tool. It's not badly smeared, but it's just a little bit up the top here. It's the same thing again. Just going to run around the outside. I don't want that white line to show up when we put him on the background. Look at that, I accidentally bobbed onto the top of him. That wasn't good. I'm just going to touch up those colours that I've smeared a bit. There we go. That makes it look a bit better. Okay, now we've just really got to assemble. So I've got 13 centimeters of ribbon right here. Just going to take a couple of pieces of tear and tape, pop them onto the back of my glossy piece. Then I can flip it over, work out exactly where I want it. I want it about there. My piece of ribbon's a little bit damaged here in the centre, but that's going to be okay because I'm going to cover it up. So I'll pop that there. I'm not going to sit this down because obviously I've still got tear and tape exposed there, so it'll end up just sticking to my background paper. So I'm going to quickly adhere it onto the next card before I actually move on. So this is just your plain white. There we go. Going on to an Island Indigo base here. And just be careful with this too, guys. Sometimes this background, after you smear, it might stay wet for a bit. Sometimes you might want to just get rid of that scratch paper straight away, so you don't end up with it smearing onto the rest of your work. Just depends on how inky it's got. Mine's pretty good. It's not smearing right now. Okay, so there's our base. I'll pop in my bit of seaweed. Right here. And some dimensionals on my greeting, and I'm just going to put them right at the bottom and right at the top because I know I'm going to go on either side of that ribbon, and I don't want one side to be sitting up more than the other because it's cocked up on the ribbon. I'm just kind of lining up the circular area of that greeting with the ribbon there. Trying, of course, to get it straight on my card. That's always a plus. Right. Fishy's turn. I'm just going to use one big dimension in the middle of him, and a small one on each of those fins. You don't have to, but I like them to be nice and stable. Should maybe put one on his tail. Right, I can see more on dimensional. Overlapping with the seaweed a little bit there. And then to finish off, we're just going to pop on some pearls. Yep, I pulled that one straight off the glue dot. Again, so a big one. I always like to try and work with uneven numbers as well. Kind of makes it a bit easier. Or looks a bit better, I should say. Look at that one. And one teeny tiny one up the top. I actually have old pearls and new pearls, and I keep mixing up which ones are which, so I do have two different sizes. As you might see, if I put those two cards side by side, and there we are, cards all done. Just finish it off with a layer on the inside. So got somewhere to write our greeting. There we are. Okay, thank you for joining me today. Have a great day. Bye.